The feeling that there is only one authority, that there is no other authority except the authority of the Creator. These are all entrances into the state of Shabbat. Those who have these two signs are called human. Those who do not have these two signs still need to develop in order to become human, because it is possible to not yet be a human. There are places where already the Almighty does not manifest, does not reveal himself in coarse materiality, because a person does not feel him there. He thinks that there are some forces besides him, and some people do not believe in him at all. And that's why the duality is revealed through good and kind people, bad and good situations, and so on. There are more. A higher perception when a person knows that there is a Creator, feels him, but he does not see his complete goodness. For example, here I behave correctly, but here it seems to me that I would have done better than him. He is doing something wrong. And then you can rise even higher. For example, I see that the Almighty does everything for me, only for my good. This is an even higher, a higher world. I feel the personal guidance of the Creator. Everything in my life is good. I have understanding. My material needs are taken care of. Everything is okay. But in relation to the surrounding world, I don't see that the Almighty is good. They don't serve him. They suffer materially. Wars, cataclysms, all sorts of horrors are happening in reality. I don't see that he is good. He hasn't brought everyone closer to himself, doesn't give understanding to everyone. I don't see his complete goodness. Your task is to take control of your evil inclination. That means to restrain your left line, your left hand spiritually, to take control of your evil inclination. And this is something every person who wants to serve the Creator must do. Because if he doesn't restrain his evil inclination, then he won't be able to serve the Creator. And then, when he receives the light, he must shine it for others. And this is the head's filling, which is placed on the forehead to indicate that everything I do is not for my own glory, but so that everyone will know about the Almighty. Everything is done only by the Creator. Any action that leads to a result should reveal this state. If it doesn't happen, a person should stop himself and do it artificially. Sit down and thank the Creator. Say, Almighty, thank you for making me a cup of coffee. Put all the forces into it that will now bring me into a state of wakefulness. It's not the coffee that energizes me, it's you who energizes me. Thank you for this strength, for everything you do for me. This is how a person learns to be in a state of gratitude to the Creator. Moreover, the more he works and tries, the more he will fall into pride, to the point that people start encroaching on someone else's territory and begin doing things there, instead of making space for another, for everyone who is supposed to be in their own place. They forget that every person has their own mission, and this leads to displays of disrespect towards their environment, excessive demands for attention to themselves. Whether you need to make an effort or not, whether you should be hidden or open, it doesn't matter. I walk with the Almighty to the end in any situation. I have made a covenant. Only such people can be given understanding. Only such people can be granted a connection with the Almighty. This is tefillin and circumcision. We see here a covenant with the Creator, not to draw the light to oneself, but a covenant to be with the Creator in any situation, both in concealment and in revelation. And a malicious gossip is someone who draws the light to themselves. He says, again, everything is for the sake of the higher connection. But what about me? Give me something. When will I get something? I feel bad. Give me something. These are the kinds of prayers he raises. This is called malicious speech. The Torah is a purifying force, the voice that raises a prayer. rises up to the source from which mercy, water, compassion, and purification come. The voice of the Almighty carves out flames. The voice of the Almighty is over the waters. The voice of the Almighty shatters the cedars. The voice of the Almighty makes the deer give birth, and so on. Who knows this Tehillim? That's where these 6 voices come from. The qualities of Zeir Anpin. The qualities of Metatron. When we read Tehillim, we should unite all these forces, all these voices, all these qualities into a single structure, like Metatron, who unites the 6 Sphirot, or with all 6 wings is directed toward serving. The Shekinah, as it is said, and a blessing is upon the head of the righteous, who lives forever. And prayer is the word upon which she rides. That is, words raise up the lack. So we have the voice, that is the intention, and we have the word, that is the vessel. By the intonation of the voice, you can tell what a person wants to express to us. He can say the same thing. The word, it can sound like love, or it can sound like mockery. The question is, how does the voice express? Through intonation and inner intention. The secret of the words we say before each Amidah prayer. Adonai, or Almighty, open my lips. We ask for permission before we begin. To understand the prayer, we ask the Almighty for permission. Almighty, open our lips. The voice is the Shema prayer, in which all mercy and judgments are united. And there is nothing bad in this world. That's why at the end of this prayer we say Echad. 1. There is nothing separate, it is all one, only goodness. Then they will rejoice. The trees of the forest. As King David said in Tehillim, the trees of the forest will rejoice. Why should they rejoice? Because the trees of the forest do not bear fruit, yet they rejoice even in the fact that the service itself is a reward, even if there are no fruits. And it is precisely these Tehillim that we read when Shabbat begins, to remind ourselves that even if we have no fruits at all, the work itself is the reward, it is the result, it is the fruit. That is why the trees of the forest will rejoice. All of this was made by the Almighty. He connected everything into one perfect system. Enter the state of lack, of prayer, completely, with all your strength, as if this very moment, this instant when you are engaged, is not going to end, ever. Believe me, this lesson will never end. These Yuchudim, this prayer, it will be eternal. Enter such a state of faith. This is called perfect connection. The Almighty responds to such approaches.